How are you?
I'm blessed. We woke up this morning to do another day.
Okay. Is it Mr. De Beer?
That is me. It's Neil De Beer speaking, Reggie.
We're so glad to be talking to your president.
It is a privilege and an honor, and you are my passion. So that is as easy as that. I was born ready, Reggie.
Thank you very much. This is Mr. Nel De Beer, the president of United Independent Movement. So, welcome to Sax Community TV.
Reggie, good morning. Good morning to your listeners and Molweni.
Thank you very much. Then, what is actually United Independent Movement Racial Party stand for?
Reggie, I come from the struggle. I am an ex-MK member. I joined the ANC. We start a movement, and then it became a political party, Reggie. And now we are in government.
Into government. Thanks for that. What does the UIM want to achieve?
Reg, we are realists, and what we want to achieve is three goals. One, we want a non-racial unified country. Number two, we want justice in this country so that the people can be safe. And thirdly, we want jobs. We want jobs for our people. So jobs, justice, and a unified country as it should be.
Okay, that is very interesting. In case you're joining us, we have a president of UIM, Mr. Nel De Beer. Mr. De Beer, take us through what is the UIM promising for the people of South Africa?
Reg, that's the problem with politicians, and I'm not a politician. I left business to become a politician so that I can speak the truth. The UIM, we don't mince our words. We want to talk the truth. And the problem is, politicians do promises every day. So we are not promising people jobs. We're not promising them housing. We are not promising them anything except one thing: dignity, the truth, and leadership back in our communities. Okay. And if we go back to our communities, yes, and we build it block by block, we will fix and we will change the country's future, Reggie.
Thank you very much for that. You are not even promising anything in relation to T-shirts whatsoever.
No T-shirts. No, I'm not interested. We give a T-shirt, a cap, and a streetwise too, and then we sell our country for 5 years to people who just want to chow every day. Okay.
Now, what is this thing, the first thing that you'll do when you get into the office?
Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll fire half of the cabinet, because we have too many ministers and too much people who currently think that politics is a job. My first action is to decrease the size of government and increase capacity of service delivery to our people. The second thing is employment. We will immediately, in every municipality, which is important, Reg, because the municipalities is the closest to the community. We will go on an employment drive in the 279 municipal areas to fix the municipality. And here's the last one. We must start changing informal settlements to formal settlements.
Our time is 7 minutes past 10 o'clock. You are listening to the president of United Independent Movement, Mr. Nel De Beer. And Mr. De Beer, take us through what's your intake in terms of the current load shedding in South Africa?
There shouldn't be load shedding. If there was no stealing, if there was no pulverizing, and the people taking the normal person's money, then there would be initial advancement on creating power and electricity for all. The system cannot work if the government wants to run an electricity institution. People that know electricity should be running Eskom to fix Eskom so that we don't have load shedding. And Reg, let me tell you, load shedding does not choose rich or poor. Load shedding puts off everybody's energy.
That's wonderful. That's fantastic. Then how can we rescue our country, South Africa, from becoming a failed state in this particular approach?
Reg, we're already a failed state.
Yes.
There's no going to a failed state. Fikile Lula says we must not become a mafia of failed states. Mamela Ntat, Nomstanja failed state. We are failed state. There must not be a question if there are holes in the ship. The ship is sinking. And the only way to fix it is, number one, give the people jobs, South Africans first. Number two, go back to justice. Make sure there's law and order. And number three, Reg, a butcher knows how to cut meat. Put people in jobs that know what the job is. If we just do those three principles, and lastly, a politician is a servant. It's not a king.
Now, what's your position in terms of South Africa? Is it South Africa more racial diverse than before 1994?
It's now rich, more worse.
More worse
than when we changed, when Madiba became president. We are black, we are white, we are colored and Indian again. And why did we struggle? We struggled for 100 years to be liberated from race and color. And look what we have done.
Is it you do the first political party to appoint a female person to become the vice president of color? What is your intake on women in politics of South Africa today?
You know what was funny is when I was a member of the ANC.
Yes.
We had a quota. You had to be 50-50 men and 50-50 women.
Yes.
Now that is actually a slap in the face of women. So here's what the UIM says about our women. And you are right. We are the only political party in this country that has a female lady vice president. You know why, Rich? Because the UIM don't count the women in the party. We make the women count in our party.
That's wonderful. To give women a say in a party. Are we, or are you prepared to die for a new South Africa, Mr. Dibia?
I've died 3 times for this country. I died in the struggle. I died against crime. And now I will die that every person in this country, black or white, has a future to be Mzansi. But only Simon, only together can we do this and make this country absolutely great again.
Okay. Now, this is very interesting area of a statement that I just wanted to get your input. United Independent Democratic is a multiracial party. What is your message to despondent black voters?
I want to tell them, Mamela Matabane. Mamela Matabane. You know, my name is Skanson. I want to say it doesn't matter what the past was. Our people need a future. And it is simple that we came from liberation and we cannot ask the ANC to become a government because they failed. The ANC was a liberator. It is failing to be a government. It is no shame. We must change. We must have a new government with people that want to pick up and fight and work for a new era. The black voters of this country are not black, Reggie. They are South Africans, but they need a future. The UIM might not be their choice, but my message to them is no matter what you do next year, vote and vote for a new era in this country together. That's what we must do.
Yeah. Now, with this kind of a state of affair in South Africa, load shedding, a lot of unemployment, people now see a lot of political organization emerging and some promises and then give T-shirt and then never come back to fulfill their promises, Mr. Dibia. Take us through, why must people still vote?
You know, Reg, I know it sounds as if we are repeating ourselves, but your right to vote was denied in this country to millions of people for many years.
All right.
People died so that you can